Good morning, folks. It is, what is it, April 25th, 2010. Um, Seems like the only way to combat or counteract poor customer service these days is to try to give some bad press or some negative feedback to the company that's giving you that poor customer service. I've never really been one to really complain unnecessarily so for poor service, but one shared experience I had recently with the purchase of a used pickup truck from Saint Augustine Toyota. Um, Not that I know, but I mean, I can only imagine what it must feel like for somebody to be the subject of a one-night stand. I tell you, once my wife and I penned the contract, and it was pretty much a done deal on the purchase of a 2008 Tacoma extended cab. Pretty nice vehicle. Didn't really have a issue with the trade-in amount or what they were asking, any of the financial aspects. It's just how the demeanor of the salesman, excuse me, of the salesman changed so abruptly once he realized that the contract was done. There was absolutely no follow-up, very little thank you or any kind of feedback or to make sure that there were no issues with the car. I had called the dealership from work, I guess the second day or the first day that I had it to drive to work, and asked if there was any kind of a detail to the vehicle on new or used cars provided to customers. I know a lot of other dealerships, having just bought one from Saint Augustine Hyundai, a 2008 RAV4. They bent over backwards. I had a small dent, fixed that, put floor mats in there, did a full detail, and just really made sure that there were no issues, any concerns or problems. Just the opposite for Saint Augustine Toyota. When I did inquire, I said, is there anything as far as the detail? The salesman, a guy named Stu, kind of seemed miffed and thrown back and said, well, it's been detailed. Well, it was sitting on the lot for, I don't know how long, and it was pretty clean shape. It wasn't, but it smudges and fingerprint and about 5 labels on the windshield that I had to scrape off, get something to remove the glue, and I just thought that would be something they would do, and then he said it had been detailed. So just really, Toyota trying to recover from some of the bad press with their safety issues. I bought 3 vehicles from Saint Augustine Toyota, probably from 3 different owners. Apparently they struggle and maybe just don't quite get the concept of the connection between purchase and customer service and follow-up. I bought 12 Toyotas, and I'll probably continue to buy the Toyotas, but I will not buy a Toyota from St. Augustine Toyota because, not that I was overly sensitive about it, but it's just that you could tell they took your business for granted. They really didn't seem that concerned. They figured, hey, got another one, let's move on to the next. Plenty of Toyota dealerships out there, and actually I found it's better to deal with and buying a Toyota from a non-Toyota dealership. You usually get a better price, and in my experience, I found much better customer service. So St. Augustine Toyota, you really got a lot to learn, and you're taking your people for granted. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's not a 4th owner coming down the pipe because people, it's hard to get the businesses down, and to continue to have this particular attitude and lack of customer service is just not going to promote your business. So anyway, I would suggest that people go up to Arlington Toyota or Coggin's Toyota or any other Toyota dealership. I'm sure they'll be treated much more respectfully. And one other thing, we had gotten in a conversation with the salesman. He had kind of chastised my wife, saying the trade-in was really worn. He's the one that drove it, wanted to drive it, talked me into driving it and appraising it, and then he calls up after the fact and complains to my wife that it's a worn vehicle. Give me a break. So anyway, the whole thing was just kind of off-putting and just didn't seem to be very professional. So name's Ron Kennan, St. Augustine, Florida. See ya.